So I'll start off with, I guess, just introducing yourself. Like, pretend I don't know you at all. What's your name?
Oh, what my name? My name is Simone. You wanna?
You can just talk to me, that's fine. It'll just record audio. So.
Yeah. My name is Simone,
Yeah?
and I was born and raised in Belgium.
Okay.
So, yes, I'm an old lady.
When were you born?
In 1927.
Okay. Wow.
So, like I say, that's pretty young yet.
Yeah. So you're 98.
Um,
98 years young.
I'm 98 and my next birthday is going to be 99.
And that's in June?
In June the 28th.
Wow.
Yes.
So
So I hope I make it to 100, but it's okay.
So,
And I lived through a whole bunch of bad things. The Depression in the 30s, and then we had the Second World War in 40. The Depression was bad enough as it was, because I was born and lived on a little farm, and you could sell nothing.
nothing at all?
You could sell nothing, no butter, no eggs, no nothing. Except that we have a creamery, that the milk went to the creamery. That was a good thing. So then the war broke out, and the Germans controlled it all.
Yeah.
So they were still fighting in France and on the border of Dunkirk, and they had set their cannons up behind the bushes by our farm, and they were shooting 3 times a day.
Wow.
To Dunkirk. Can you imagine?
No, that's nuts.
And the ground was shaking. Well, there was those big shells.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like that big.
Do you remember the name of your town, like in Belgium? Do you remember the name of your town in Belgium where you lived?
Yeah, Klerken. Yeah, it is near Dixmude.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. What's your, I guess before, it would be during the Great Depression, what's your earliest memory of you in Belgium?
My earliest memory from in Belgium, I was 4 years old, honey.
Yeah?
I was not even 4 when they sent me to school. And you talk about, a school in the woods.
Yeah, literally?
It was a school in the woods. Yes.
That's cool.
It was all woods, and it was a river there, and my grandpa came with us, and he pulled a 2x6 over the river. So the 2x6 are only that wide, and we walk over on one side of the river to the other side to go to school.
Wow.
Yes, and this little street we couldn't do. We had to go the other one. It was a little bit bigger, and the nuns were waiting on the end for us to go to school, and we were there all day.
Like, what do you mean all day?
Well, we went from 8 o'clock to 4.
Okay. Wow. That's
a whole day.
Yeah, it's pretty similar to like elementary kids today, I'd say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we came back home, and we had our sandwiches were lard. We had lard sandwiches with coffee and milk in it.
Oh gosh.
In a little container.
I thought our school food was bad.
Yes.
Wow. Did you enjoy it or no?
We didn't know any better, honey.
Fair enough, yeah. Wow.
If you don't know any better, you eat anything they give you.
That's right.
Yes.
So growing up, what did your parents do for a living?
They were little farmers.
Okay.
Yeah, they milked about 3-4 cows.
Nice.
That was all they did at that time. And you know, whatever my dad made some extra money or, you know, a little bit more, if there was a piece of property that belonged, connected to the farm, he bought it. Yes.
How big, I guess, while you were living there, how big did your farm get?
That farm where I lived, maybe 10 acres.
Okay.
That's all they had at
Yeah.
first when they started.
That's not bad. Hmm.
Yeah, but the
What's that?
building and everything,
Yeah.
that's not big.
No, I guess that's fair.
You know, you have your house building and the stall building. You know, that takes a couple acres.
Sure.
So, and your yard. So that makes at least a couple of 2-3 acres,
Okay.
you know. So they farmed like about 8 acres. But made a living.
Yeah.
And
course.
then, you know, like I say, my dad had the opportunity to buy a couple of pieces of land that was maybe 5-6 acres. Hey, 2 pieces, that's 12 acres. That added to the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the good part of it. And then, you know, I'm gonna tell you a laughing story.
Okay, go for it.
Then when we were, maybe I was 5, not any older. The neighbor lady, her son was a car dealer from Fort. So he came and visited his mother with a little Model T. So, you know, he got drunk. On the way back, he got in the ditch.
Yeah.
And he came and asked my dad if one of the horses could pull his car out. And he says, it had 5 horses, 5 horsepower, he said.
The car had 5 horsepower.
You know, and he says, I can't get it out. So we questioned why one horse could pull 5 horsepower out of the ditch.
And I bet it worked, huh?
But
one
it
horse, yeah.
was good.
That's funny though. Yeah.
So we were questioned 5 and 1 horsepower.
Yeah. Well, is it really 5 horsepower at that point?
You know, when you're like a kid and you don't know the difference.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So that's what it was. And then when I got older, I went to school to the community.
Okay.
But that was like 2 miles away. We walked with wooden shoes.
Oh, like clogs?
Yes,
Oh boy.
yes.
Wow.
We walked with wooden shoes on.
What? Why?
We didn't have nothing else.
Okay.
There was nothing that much, and my parents could not afford regular shoes.
You didn't like if a cow died, you didn't like make the leather and the.
No,
You could have started Nike. You know what I mean? Like
you skinned it up when it was alive.
missed opportunities there. It's just okay.
No, that didn't work. When that cow died, they came and picked it up with the leather.
Yeah.
They skinned it out.
I'm sure they did. Yeah. The tanners came and all that jazz. Yeah.
Yes. And like I say, you know, we didn't have no leather shoes.
No.
Just a pair for Sunday, and if these were too small, you wear them. It didn't matter if they were boy shoes or girl shoes, you wear them.
How long would a pair of shoes last back then?
They were all leather soles.
Yeah.
Well, quite long. And a lot of times they had new soles on. There was shoemakers that put a new sole on it.
Oh, the cobblers and all that.
Yeah.
Like actual shoe people.
Yes.
Because I go through a pair of shoes like every 6 months. So
Yeah, but they put new soles on. And they put leather on it. And they didn't have no soles on that fit that shoe.
No.
No, they used the leather.
Good. Okay.
Yeah. And they lasted me before us tickets. I went to school about a year. Yeah.
And then you just get them resold.
Well, a lot of times my mom says that the tops were good. She says we gotta put new pair of soles on, and the other one can wear it.
Yeah.
The one that followed it. So we wore each other's shoes on Sunday.
Yeah. Okay.
But other than that, it was wooden shoes. Yes.
So you had like your Sunday best, and then you had your
Yes.
everyday wooden clogs.
Yeah. Yes, it's hard to believe that I wore them till I came here.
Yeah.
I wore them in the stall.
Okay. Yeah.
When I'm at the house, you could step whatever, if your feet weren't dirty.
Mm-hmm.
And when you done with the stall, you went in the house, take your shoes off, and you got a pair of clean shoes in the house. Yes.
What memories of like how did the Great Depression affect your family in the 30s? Other than you having to wear wooden shoes.
The 30s was when my mom came home from the market with all her butter and her eggs. And you know what? She put the butter in a crock, salted it. But the eggs, she put them in one of the big crocks like this,
Mm-hmm.
those old long ones,
Yeah.
all right. And she melted the lye. Yes, she melted lye in boiling water. And then she poured that water over the eggs. And she put a cover on it, a piece of wood, with a weight to keep the eggs down. And those they kept for scrambling. We had scrambled eggs out of that water.
Wow.
That preserved the eggs.
Wow. I thought like eggs that came out of a bag were bad. Did they taste good?
We didn't taste the difference.
Wow.
We didn't know any difference.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bobby, that's the way it was at that time.
Yeah.
Yes, and you know what? That was so odd was us as children. My grandma was sugar diabetic. It was really bad, and we had to go into the woods and pick herbs and dig them up with the roots and all, and bring them home. And Grandma washed them and dry them, and that was the tea for the sugar. Yes,
Wow.
yes,
It's genius though, if you think about it. Like it's really smart.
yeah.
Yeah.
All
Just got by. I mean.
all the weeds you find in the woods,
Mm-hmm.
they had a decent root on it. You dug them out with the root and all. And then she dried them and drink tea from that.
Wow.
Yes.
That's incredible. Sounds awesome.
And that kept the sugar down.
Yeah.
Yes,
I bet.
because there were no medication for sugar diabetics.
Right. No insulin at the time.
And now they have insulin, they have everything.
Everything.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get on those GLP-1s, but that's for other reasons.
Yeah. They had everything. And I wish I was not that old. I was 5 years old, 5, 6. I wish I could remember all those herbs from that time. You can dig them up and drink the tea yourself. Must have been healthy because she lived at 78.
Wow.
Yes.
And that was in the
And she died in 35.
Yeah, y'all must just be like breaking records.
Yes.
For how old you are.
Well, she could not eat bread.
Okay.
Just a little piece in the morning. Potatoes she could not eat. It was too starchy.
Yeah, too starch. Yeah, too much
And the
starch.
bread was starchy also.
Sure.
And but she eat chicken and a little bit of pork. So, you know, she always says to my mom, can I have a little scoop of potatoes? Or can I have a small potato? I can eat that better with my meat. So once in a while she had a little potato like that. Yeah. But you know, Bobby, she was so bad when she died. She was open here
Yeah.
and her intestine came out.
Oh, that's like straight out of Private Ryan. Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
Because she was eating so bad on the sugar.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I had no idea that could happen.
yes. And even her toes, the meat fell off on her toes.
Huh.
Yes, it was bare bone. I seen it.
Yeah.
It
That's not
it's
good.
it's hard to believe,
Yeah.
but that happened in those days.
She'd have a hard time selling feet pics.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So my grandpa, evidently he could not live without her, and he had pneumonia, and he was alright without, you know, he healed, but he wanted to get with her, I guess, I don't know. But he died a year later then, in 36, with
Okay.
double pneumonia.
Well, yeah. One pneumonia is not enough.
Yeah, and he was 83. So that was a good age in those years.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes,
when life expectancy's in it's like high 50s, low 60s. Yeah.
yeah.
They're excelling by decades.
Well, my aunt had a couple of brothers that died in their 60s, early 60s, and a niece that died in her 50s. But she had kidney problems. You know, I don't know, maybe kidney
Sure. Yeah. Like
cancer or anything like that, because they didn't know anything about anything at that time, in the 30s.
Yeah.
So that's how it was. And in 39, my dad got really sick. He got so sick, he could not eat nor drink. His throat and his tongue was swelled up in his mouth.
What do they think that was? Do you know?
And
Could be.
well, the doctors gave him up.
Oh. Well,
Yes, they couldn't do nothing. So he went to another doctor, a young doctor, that was studied up from college.
fresh out of school.
Yes.
Love it.
And he says to my dad, if you let me cut that the way I want it, you can pull through. Otherwise, you're not.
Okay. I'm willing to bet which way your dad went.
Yes. So he did.
Right.
A little bit, that abscess was so big like this. And every day he cut a little piece, a little bit.
Just trimmed it
Now,
a
every
little.
3 days.
Huh.
And when it started bleeding, it got better.
Hmm.
And he gave him a high dose of antibiotics. He gave my dad a pill like that big, antibiotics.
Yeah.
So he took that, and about a matter of 2-3 weeks, he was able to drink and eat.
That's amazing. That's incredible.
Yes. So in about 6 weeks, 7 weeks, he pulled through it. The doctor says, well, no, take antibiotics, and I cut your whole abscess open. And he says, you're bleeding, but don't worry about it.
Yeah.
The poison is gone.
That's beautiful.
So
Yeah.
he could have had a start of cancer or something that nobody knew.
But he got cured.
Yes.
Awesome.
And you know, we used to say to my parents, you know, when that was 39, I says to my parents, there was a guy in the corner, and he was really sick. He had cancer of the cheek.
Mm.
And we went and looked at that guy one time, and it was bare bone. Yes.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, well, he died. He was
Oh, yeah, well.
he like 65.
Again, though, that's still pretty good age.
At that age, yes.
Yeah, at that time.
Yes. But it was so scary to look at. We went home and we cried.
Well, yeah, I bet. A little haunting, maybe.
But we cried. Are we going to be having that too? He looked so bad. It's all open. It's all red flesh. And you see his teeth through it. I mean, come on. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, that's nuts.
So anyhow, then after that, in 39, and my family were just fine, and we had to do crop out. But my dad was so sick,
Mm.
and you know the crop was chicory.
Yeah?
Chicory
Chicory?
is like a root like this,
Right, yeah.
you know. So we had to wring the greens out and deliver it to the kilns to dry. They make coffee, they make medicine, they did everything with chicory. So it was so cold, Bobby, and muddy in the field. We lost our wooden shoes.
Oh, no.
Yes, and my mother
Your
said,
forever shoes.
and my mother said, threw around the end of the field and walk on your socks. The socks I could wash,
Mm-hmm.
but I cannot replace the wooden shoes.
Yeah.
Well, she could, but then that's another pair that you lose.
Right, yeah.
Yes. So that's what we did in 36 and 39. And our hands were so cold, they were like this. It was like 35.
Oh, wow.
And we had to work.
Of course.
Yes. And it rained, and it did everything bad with it. So anyhow, we had to crop out. And my dad got better. And then the year later, the war broke out.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, before the war broke out, like, you know, I'm not sure.
39.
Right, I'm not sure how, you know, how much access you had to, like, newsprint or anything like that. What was your first, when was the first time
my thing was, we only had a newspaper once a week.
Okay.
And the newspaper was 4 pages. So like 2 double pages.
Yeah.
That's how big it was. And it used to be grandma and grandpa had to read it. But then mom and dad had to read it first. And we always want to read the newspaper. We didn't have no library.
Yeah.
We didn't have nothing.
In your little village, yeah.
Just a blackboard that we learned from the blackboard.
Wow.
Yes. Math was on the blackboard. And the teacher says, add this together, multiply it. You know, and she didn't do the numbers on. You had to do it out of your head. The numbers were there. And she says, add them together, multiply them. All of your head.
Yeah, just mental math, yeah.
And
Just mental math. You just have to know it.
yes,
Yeah?
yes. And then, you know, this, that, this, or that. And you just had to concentrate and say, okay, it's this, and it's this, and then you answer. And he says what your outcome was and everything. I tell you, that's the way we learn.
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah, I struggle to wake my students up. So,
yes. And like writing, well, she wrote the story on the blackboard, and you make sure that you didn't miss anything. So we had to write that out. On a clay board.
Right. Wow.
Yes, it was a clay board we had. So you rub it out and you don't remember nothing. Yes.
That's funny.
No paper, no nothing.
So for kids in Belgium in the 30s, how long did you stay in school for typically? How long would you stay in school for? Till what age?
8th grade.
8th grade. Is that everybody or is that just girls?
8th grade, everybody.
Okay.
Yes.
What about college? Like if you wanted to go to a university?
You want to go to a higher class, you had to go away from home.
Okay.
I'm 14, yes.
Yeah.
Wow. I had a couple of girlfriends. One girlfriend learned to be a nurse. And by the time you're 18, she was a nurse. And by the time you're 18, you were a school teacher.
Yeah.
Yes. You got your 4 years in.
And you're done.
And you're done. You had a degree for a school teacher.
You're qualified and you're good to go.
Yes.
Love it. I had to do a little bit more work than that.
Yeah, but that's what they did. And then they sent out the pamphlets that they had to study a little bit more at home. After it was like, we sent them out too fast, too young to go to school or to be a teacher. So then they had to go back like a 6-week course. But they did that in the vacation time.
Okay.
They went for their 6-week course for more teaching.
Yeah.
Or
that's good.
More nursing or whatever. Yes. Yes, and the ones that was a secretary, that was the same thing. They went for a 4-year course, or a 4-week or 6-week course again to get more. So that's how it was when education was.
Wow.
Yes.
Do you feel like that was it beneficial? Like you learned a lot while you were in school? Like...
Well, I tell you something. Grant, Zoe didn't. Zoe was pretty good in math. But Grant had problems in math.
Yeah.
And I says to Grant, why don't you go in metric? He says, oh, metric, nana. I never heard that. You know. He was like 16, 17. And I says, it's a lot easier to learn. I says, Grant, look, I'm gonna tell you what. The metric is half. On a meter is 50.
Mm-hmm.
And a quarter is 25. It's half from 50. It's easier to figure that out.
Yeah.
And 3/4 is 75. But it says 3/4 of a yard is 27. Half is 18. And then a quarter is 12. I says, those numbers are hard to figure out compared to the metric.
Yeah.
It's all divided by pound and hand and all that.
Yeah. It's all tens of something, yeah.
And I says, if you learn the metric and concentrate on that, then you can learn your yardage. But the yard, then it's easier. You understand it better. And he did.
Yeah.
And kids that they learn the metric, they understand better the yardage on the yard.
Well, he's an engineer now. So I said he's an engineer, right? He graduated with a degree in engineering. I hope he knows what the metric system is.
Yes.
I think he finally may have learned it.
Yes. But you know, if they learn they need to have the metric for engineering.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, so if they learn the yardage in high school, in 11th grade and 12th grade, they are not farther ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of problems with education today, but that's I'll put that on that list.
Well, you know,
they need to learn metric.
But that's what I did with Grant when he came home one time. He said, "Oh, Nana, I cannot learn that. It's too hard. That you know." And I says, well, come on, honey. I'm not a teacher, but I told you the metric.
Yeah.
And you know what? I tell you, it's so funny. I went with this lady. She was making drapery. So she was making drapery for new houses. And she says, Simone, you want to come along? Yes. So we had to measure the windows and everything. And a lot of times I stood there and I says, Lordy, you need that much for that window. You need that much for that window. He says, how do you know all that? I says, well, I measured and made my eyes, but I measured the metric. And I had to put it together in the metric. And I was late.
Yeah.
Yes.
I bet you were.
I was late. She says, Nanny, she said, you know all about it. She used to say that. You know all about your metric, or you putting it together about the numbers.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty smart.
I can see that.
Yes.
You're still pretty smart.
I'm still pretty smart.
I think so. Look at all the hobbies you do and everything else that
Yeah,
I couldn't do what you do.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that cannot do what I do.
Right. Yeah.
No.
There's a lot of people that can't live to be 98 either. They
No, that's right.
They're struggling. I'm struggling to get to 33. So, yeah.
Isn't that funny? You're like called away from my age.
Thanks. Yeah. 1/3.
See?
1/3 if we're using
See how I figured that.
All right. Well, we're gonna take a quick little break, but we'll get right back. I have to charge it.